that I thought I was going to have a hard time, but just seeing and knowing and being involved with our food and where it comes from has made it very easy for me.
It's not hard anymore. People still ask us, isn't it hard? Isn't it hard? It's like, no way, it's way easier now to keep going because we know where we can get everything. We sort of have all our routines down, and you know. I'd rather buy food out of the trunk of somebody's car than the grocery store. My office mates at work, they'd be like, where are you going? I'm like, I'm going to see that van over there in Monument Square. I'm going to get my food. And they're like, out of the back of a van. I'm like, yeah, it's the buy local all year thing. And so yes, our shopping habits have changed a little bit.
You know, people are so excited about it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, people get excited about farms.
Yeah.
And farming. They just do. More so now, you know.
When we started doing the local eating thing, it was just something we wanted to do. It only became a public thing because we started to talk about it and people were so interested in it. And we believe in it, so we thought, well, if people are that interested in it, we just have to take our experience as an opportunity to talk to other people about it and try to engage people. You don't really get that chance very often in your life to do something and have it turn into a way to impact other people's decisions. I mean, it's pretty rare that you get that opportunity.
You know, a lot of people still think of organic food and all natural food and all that as, you know, some crunchy granola, foo-foo,
Right.
you know, hippie thing.
Right.
You know, for us, you know, to not be that stereotypical sort of person, but, you know, have those ideals and, you know, have that kind of lifestyle and grow and support that kind of food is cool. I'm anxious to put up signs and things, but, you know, I really want to get the place looking, you know, good. You know, I know that the place doesn't have to be picture perfect or pretty to farm. I know the end result and what you make and grow and produce is really what you do, but I mean, we're so close to an urban center. People are so, you know, visually oriented, people are so experience oriented, and people have a mindset of what, you know, a farm should be. You know, that I want it to have that look and that feel. Yeah, and I'm really optimistic that it can work. I mean, I think the time is right. I think the mindset of the people are right. You know, I'm lucky. You know, I got Kristen and the kids, you know, they couldn't be any more supportive. You know, most of the people I know, wouldn't just, you know, the sacrifices.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we go without, you know, so much stuff.
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
Because, yeah, we want to have enough money to go to a restaurant, like every other month. Or, like, we want to be able to go to the movies once, like, a year.
If you were to just go from being totally shopping and getting everything at grocery store prepackaged to doing what we're doing, I think you would definitely see some sort of an increase.
Yeah.
We're not interested in poverty.
Right.
We're not interested in, like, not being part of the culture.
Right.
If we were, we wouldn't even, you know, be this close to town. Like in the woods somewhere. We live in a beautiful spot for less money than most people rent their apartments for in Portland. And so those are pretty big quality of life standards that we are.
Yeah, I think people do. They just want to get away from where they're from. And I think of that a lot with these guys because I couldn't wait. I always wanted to be, you know, I always wanted to farm.
Yeah.
I always loved it. I always wanted to do it. My father always did it. He always talked about it, but I didn't grow up on it. Yeah, it's cool watching them just age. You know, she just gets such a good sense. It just amazes me, you know, just to see her do things and to see how she approaches things, you know.
He's our chicken boy. If anything happens with the chickens, he's right there.
Yeah.
You know?
That boy has just like this innate ability to just, yeah, with animals. Last year, Cove got some chickens, some meat birds.
Mm-hmm.
And so he had his and I had mine. I priced mine and talked with him. Well, he undercut me by $1. He knew what to do. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he undercut me by $1. Sold out his birds instantly. Yeah, so they got good sense. And I think they only get it from, you know, this kind of life. And letting them do things, you know?
Yeah.
Paige's a little farmer.
She's just checking the brightness.
Yeah, she'll just go around. Yeah, she's... Yeah. She gets upset if I don't wake her up in the morning. I think it's something that I've always wanted for me, and it's something that I've always wanted for them. You know, but you don't force it on them.
Right.
Yeah, his interest comes and goes.
Yeah.
But yeah.
messing with my little girl, pig?
No, they're doing alright.
Huh? Huh? You messing with her? You might want to take a question. Oh, just.
But we're growing food, which people value universally. I think you could say that.
You know, it can be hard sometimes. Spending, you know, all your money on piglets and grain and, you know, things like that.
It's tough to figure out like, your household economy.
We got some pretty big plans, you know, and slowly we're doing, you know, we're trying to do as much as we can without getting in too deep and be realistic in what we're doing. You know, and that's why we start small with things and say, do we like it? Do it on a real small scale. You know, can the numbers work? You know, it's like, okay, you know, if we can make a little money here, if we can break even here, and we know we're not losing any money, then increase it a little bit, go a little bit bigger.
Right.
You can't blame one segment of the population from wanting to like join the rest of the party, you know, and that still exists. I mean, we have a pretty modest income from the farm, but I'll bet you it's a lot more income percentage-wise than like they had back in the colonial days.
There's programs and grants and, you know, things and finances available to get money to get up and started, but I mean, it's not, you know, it's not like there's people throwing money at you
Right.
to do it.
Right.
Yeah, it takes it takes a lot. It takes a lot.
The economy doesn't factor in like these lifestyle issues.
You know, I wouldn't want to do like huge, large scale, you know, thousands of animals on feedlots and, you know, warehouses with, you know, 4x8 bins and automatic feeders and waterers and things that you're never in touch with, you know.
Right.
I mean, we do it because we love being outside, you know, being hands-on, being around animals, involving the kids. You know, so it's just fun. It's a small scale, you know, agriculture. I think it's all gonna work.